changes and pay attention and sensitivity, but you're jockeying around for position with your feet. You have to be very conscious of what the feet are doing. One has to be. So there's various training techniques, so let's show you some of these. Now, let's look at a sort of a full shot here. If, say, we're in the forward stepping. Now, in pushing hands, in Tai Chi altogether, there's basically two ways that I have of attacking her. Two basic ways. There's more, but this is the two most popular ones. One is what we call step up, is that we're in here, say we're in here, the same foot is I sneak it in. Okay, you just stay there. I sneak it in. Then I attack her and throw her away, because if I can get my center of gravity underneath her, I can overcome her much more easily. If I tried to, say you're just there, and I'm going to try and push you, and don't let me, okay? If I'm back here, for instance, and I try to push her, it's a little tricky, okay? When I'm in a little closer, don't let me push you, you see? I can do it, but it's, a little harder. If I can get in here, really underneath, in her stance, I'm in her stance, all I have to do is very easily push her away. I just move my body. It's very easy to move weight if you can get underneath it. It's like if you tried to lift a box up or something, and if you tried to lift it out there, it would be very difficult. But if you could bring it into your center, then you get your legs to do all the work. Same thing with pushing. The more I can get my legs underneath her, then I can really start to move her. So in Tai Chi, there's many, many attacks that happen. We call this step up. The weight is on the back foot. The front foot gets in, and then the weight is shifted forward and off it goes. The second way is what we call forward stepping. We're going to step forward. And this is different because with step up, the right foot is forward and it stays forward. With forward step is I step generally behind or to the side of the person. This attack is very good for disrupting the other person's stance. Here you see I can do this. I can sweep her. If I can get behind her and she tries to get out of the way, you see it's very difficult for her. In Tai Chi, many, many, many of the techniques happen by me trying to step, or one person's trying to step around and to the side or behind the other person. So in our push hands, we want to train both of these different approaches. So the step up, for instance, in Tai Chi push hands, there's tournaments that involve with, like say Steffi and I were in a tournament, the idea was in fixed step tournament is that we're trying to make the other person move their balance, and disrupt each other's balance, you see. But you can't move, see, she just moved her back foot, so I would have won a point. If you move your foot in any way, you lose a point. That's what's called fixed step. Then there's what's called restricted step, which means that we're doing this, well, I can sneak one foot in a little bit, and she does the same. You see, she wants to come in, so I can come back. And as long as I'm controlled, then we can move, but only with the same foot going forward or back. That's what's called restricted step. And most tournaments use this restricted step. They used to, when tournaments were first starting, they used just the fixed step. Then they went to either just the fixed step and a moving step, which means that we could just walk around, like this, and you had a circle, and you tried to get a person out of the circle. And so, but any foot could change. But then they went and they said that it's better to train, there's more techniques using the step up, where you have the same foot forward. So most all of the tournaments nowadays use, instead of just a plain fixed step, they use this restricted step where you can have this foot forward. So let's train this. This is very good to train. And then we'll train the forward stepping where you're trying to step around. Okay, so with your training partner, let's start over. Let's go down here so we can walk a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so for this, we just sort of attach to each other. We won't worry about the hand movements at the moment yet. We're just attaching, we're working on the foot. I'm sinking into my left quad. I step down, touch the heel. As I do that, my partner steps back her foot, but does not move her weight back yet. As I shift my weight forward, she shifts back. Now, I am going to follow and bring my other foot up, and she brings her foot back. So for this step, I sink into my left, I step forward, she steps back. I push in, she shifts back, but she hasn't moved yet because she might want to pong me, or we're still there. And now I follow through and she steps up. So this is what's called stepping up. See, we're maintaining the same distance between our bodies. Now she comes in. Good, you see. So this is a very good technique. So let's do this. We can do this one with our basic four hands. So anytime you train any of the foot movements, with the hands, first train just the feet, then work on the hands, add the hands. And then before you just move right into the step, get the hand pattern going so you feel comfortable. Now there's two times that I can step. The first is when I'm pushing. As I push, I step. Okay? As I go to push, I step in. Because that's very logical. You know, I'm going to push, so I step in. Okay, and so that's a very natural time. The other time that you can step forward is with press. Push and press are the aggressive movements, and that's another time that we would step forward. So in our circle, now if you remember, in the circle, so here's Wah, here's Lu, there is press on. So for me, you see, she's Lu, she's rolling back. Now here's my press. So here is, I could step forward at this point, or I can step forward on this point. I already stepped forward on the push. Now I'm going to step forward on the press. See, it would be, and she's stepping back on roll back, which is a very natural thing for her to do, right? Okay, so that's what's called step up, and a very simple step in. And you can practice this just on your own when you're in the room, and it's very good, see, because you have to keep all of the balance on one foot. Do not move until the heel touches down. When the heel touches, you shift the weight all the way onto the foot. When you have all the weight there, you bring this foot up however far you want to in order to step in again. So here, generally just bring it about halfway, then shift your weight onto this foot, touch down the heel, shift the weight fully, and bring the back foot up. So you can just practice this and practice this on both feet. Now you'll notice if you do Tai Chi, we do this step up in various step up parry punch or a lot of different movements. We come in and step up. Okay, so the next is stepping forward, which is sort of more sort of the natural way of most people practice forward stepping.